Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel Roxy the Rottie, where I take you through how to train your dog to become an obedient rock star without the fancy equipment or the costly training programs. So today we're gonna go over 5 things you wanna look for when you're thinking about bringing that puppy home with you. Welcome back everybody. All right, first things first is confidence. Now, what do we mean by confidence? Is your puppy going to take the time to investigate new sounds, or the moment do they hear a new sound, do they take off right in fear? You want to go ahead and measure their fear response, okay? Now, when you're testing out a new sound, whether it's a dish clattering on the floor, or you yelling, or maybe you're clapping your hands and yelling out random things, whatever new sounds you want them to get used to, okay, you want to go ahead and apply that and watch how they adjust. If they get startled for a little bit and then go back to what they were doing, that's what we want. If they don't seem to register at all, even better, okay? Now this is very important, especially when you're looking for a breed that's gonna end up being a guardian for your family, okay? How scared and what do they do when they're scared is gonna be important, so you wanna measure that factor out before you bring that puppy home with you. Another thing is their environment, okay? You're gonna be taking your puppy home from one place to another, and because of that, you wanna kind of get a sense of what that environment is looking like, okay? This is also gonna be super important, as I talked about in other videos. Not only do we wanna teach our dog basic obedient commands, you wanna go ahead and also do that, but in a new environment, so they get used to focusing on you no matter what's going on in their background, okay? So super important as we get into training them later down the line. Next, food drive. Rottweilers are notorious for having a high food drive, so that, coupled with their intelligence, makes them a super easy breed to train. However, any dog that's showing a high food drive is going to be easy to train because we can use that food drive to get them to follow our commands and to really focus and lock on. Now, next thing is their energy levels. You want to be sure that you're getting a puppy who's perfectly balanced, okay? We don't want them to have puppy ADHD and super hyperactive, but we also don't want them to be very lazy either, okay? We want them right in the middle, having enough energy to be able to focus on a new command, lock on for a training session, and then we're letting them go be a puppy, okay? So super important is that energy level. Next thing is making sure that whatever puppy you're getting comes from a reliable source, okay? So whether that's a trusted breeder, whether you're going store-bought with a PetSmart type of place, or whether you're going through a shelter, you wanna be sure that the puppy you're getting is backed by data so you know what you're coming home with, okay? Super important, especially we wanna make sure that we're getting a healthy pup that's gonna be with us for the long haul. Super, super important. Last but certainly not least by any means is the condition of the environment that that puppy is in, okay? Whether it's a shelter, whether it's a local breeder, or whether it's a commercialized store, you want to take stock of what environment that puppy is in, okay? Now, I lucked out with Roxy because I got her from a store. It was the only place that I can find a Rottweiler, and so she was already around a lot of different animals, and she was also used to having different people coming and going, okay? So it made socialization a little bit more easier for her because she was already aware of different things like that. Now, not to say that a puppy who's in a maybe a little bit more secluded environment isn't worth getting. This just means that you're gonna have to be willing to take the time to actually commit to make sure that you're socializing them and acclimating them to new environments so they're not gonna develop anxieties or fear disorders later on, okay? So that environment that they're growing up in is super, super crucial, okay? You wanna take stock in, is the environment too noisy? Is it too quiet? Do they have litter mates? Are they surrounded by other types of animals? Are they held off in some deep, secluded, dark room in the back of the house, okay, where they're not getting any love and attention? All of this is gonna play a factor not only to their future development, but socialization and later on obedience training. So super, super important. Alrighty guys, there you have it. I hope you found this video super helpful. Again, these are things you want to take stock in right before you're bringing that puppy home with you, okay? It's going to help you choose a puppy that you can work with, okay? So if you found this video helpful, please like it and go ahead and consider subscribing to our channel if you want to learn more about Roxy, the Rottweiler breed in general, or maybe you just want to take stock of some training tips. So again, you can learn how to train your dog to be a rock star without the fancy equipment or the costly training programs. See you guys in the next video.